And Jesus said, "The man is like a wise fisherman who cast his net into the sea. He drew it up from the sea full of small fish. Among them, the wise fisherman found a fine large fish. He threw all the small fish back into the sea and chose the large fish without difficulty. Whoever has ears to hear, let him hear." The Gospel of Thomas, saying 8. And friends, now I'd like to tell you a story based on that wisdom. The fishing village of Bathon slept beneath a velvet sky, its narrow streets silent except for the creak of wooden shutters swaying in the ocean breeze. The moon hung low, silvering the rooftops, while the tide whispered and hissed over the sand. At the edge of the shore, Elias readied his small wooden boat. The planks were weathered and salt-worn, the oars smooth from years of use. His fingers, rough with calluses, moved with practiced ease as he coiled the rope and checked his nets for tears. Every movement was slow, deliberate. Before he stepped into the boat, Elias paused, bowed his head, and prayed, "Lord, guide my hands today. Let me see what is worth keeping. Let me not be distracted by what is not." The smell of the sea was sharp. Salt and seaweed carried on the cool breath of dawn. The horizon glowed faintly, a soft blush against the dark, promising sunrise. Elias rowed beyond the shallows, each stroke cutting into the still water. Ripples widening out into the quiet vastness. Then he saw it. Life beneath the surface. Silver streaks darting and swirling just under the waves. The sea was alive this morning, almost restless. He stood gripping the rope and cast his net into the wide, open ocean. The weights splashed and sank, and the water swallowed them whole. For a few long moments, the only sound was the lap of water against the hull of the boat. Then the rope jerked hard. Elias braced his feet and began to pull. The net was heavy, so heavy his shoulders burned and his arms trembled. The ropes cut into his palms, the fibers biting skin made tough from years of labor. When the net finally broke the surface, it glistened in the early light. Dozens upon dozens of small fish wriggled in a tangle of rope and water, their scales flickering like scattered coins. But in the very heart of the net was something else. A single, magnificent fish. Its scales shimmered like molten gold, each movement sending ripples of light across the wet ropes. Its eyes were not the dull, empty eyes of most fish. They were dark and deep, almost as if they knew it had been chosen. From nearby boats, other fishermen called out, "Elias, you've struck fortune today. Keep them all. You'll be feasting for weeks." Elias crouched by the net, his breath slowing. The small fish could feed him for a day or two, maybe earn him a few coins in the market. But the great fish? No, that was different. It was enough to feed families, enough to bring a price that could repair the nets of the widowed fishermen down the shore. enough to bring blessing far beyond his own table. Well, without hesitation, Elias began freeing the small fish. One by one, he slipped them back into the sea. Each one darted away in a flash of silver, vanishing into the depths. His boat rocked as the load lightened, until only the great fish remained, glistening in the net. When he returned to the shore, his choice was met with laughter. "One fish? Elias, you've lost your mind. You could have had baskets full." But Elias smiled faintly and carried the great fish to the market. By nightfall, its price had fed the hungry, mended broken nets, and placed coins into the hands of those who had none. That evening, the village was alive with the smell of cooking fires, the sound of laughter, and the knowledge that one fisherman's choice had blessed many. Later, as Elias sat on his porch mending his own net by lamplight, a small boy approached. His bare feet patted softly on the worn boards. "Why didn't you keep all the fish?" the boy asked, his voice timid. Elias set his net aside and looked out toward the moonlit sea. The water was calm now, a silver mirror stretching to the horizon. "Because," Elias said slowly, "when you find the one thing worth keeping, you can let go of everything else. The others only fill your hands, but this fills your life." And friends, this is the heart of Jesus' words. Your life will be filled with many things: opportunities, possessions, distractions, fleeting joys. And they can seem bright and valuable in the moment, but only one holds eternal worth. And when you find Christ, you see clearly. You release what cannot last to take hold of what cannot be taken away. Whoever has ears to hear, let them hear. God bless you, my friends.